Hi everyone, this is Ricky with Scrapbookpal.com. I hope you're having a great week. In today's card, we're going to be using car critters from Lawn Fawn, and we're also going to be using Lawn Fawn's new Slimline die. This is the small set. Basically, we're going to do a Slimline card, and we are going to use the car critters. That's going to be interactive and it's going to be fun, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get the cars stamped out here, and I'm using some Gina K ink that can be found on the Scrapbook Pal store. And basically I'm going to stamp out 3 of these, and I'm going to use all 3 of them. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get the little critters stamped inside of the car, and you'll see my head line come in because that's the only way I can get things straight apparently, is with my head showing just a little bit there. But anyway, we basically have a I guess they're little bears, and one is looking to the left, one is looking to the right, and one is looking in the middle. So now we're going to go ahead and get some Copic coloring, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that Copic coloring. The next thing we're going to do, oh, here's the car. We have it finished. We have 3 of them there. The next thing we're going to do is make our interactive piece for the card, and I'm basically taking some black cardstock, and then I'm going to take the Slimline die from Lawn Fawn, and I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. I'm basically going to keep the windows here, and it's going to be simple, just put it through. Then as it comes out of the die cutting machine, we're going to see it come out. And then what I'm going to do is just go ahead and take this out, and we are going to play around with the interactive pieces really quick. And basically what I'm going to do is just make sure that the doors are scored and that they can be opened pretty good. And I'm just going to do that by using a Teflon bone folder. And then here you're going to see me just pull this back, and then just use my Teflon bone folder to make sure that all those doors are easily opened, and they stay open when they need to be, and they close when they need to be closed. Nothing too crazy. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our card base for the Slimline card. Now I believe I cut this at 8 by 7 and then folded it and scored it long ways at 3.5. I'm sorry I don't have the exact measurements, but the paper trimmer was out of camera view, so I couldn't really get that for you. So here I'm going to go ahead and get this scored at 3.5 and get that folded over and use my bone folder to do that. I have 40 bone folders, but just wanted to make sure that was going to fit on there. And now what I want to do is I decided I'm going to do some ink blending on this card after I started playing around. So I'm just going to get some white paper here. I think this is Nina 80 pound cardstock, classic crest. And I'm going to put that through. And we're going to use some tumbled glass distressed oxide from Tim Holtz here. And I'm basically just going to cover this whole thing in blue. And as you can see here, I originally did just 3 kind of like circles, but it really wasn't working. I wanted it to be all blue behind it. So I decided to go ahead and just ink blend all of this. And it came out pretty good. And the color actually is it pretty much matches the cars, the sky that I did in the cars. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get some foam tape or foam dots placed onto this interactive piece so that it can come off of the card. And I'm just going to put that all the way around, and then we're just going to remove the release tape, and we're going to put this on top of the blue piece so that it looks like there's an actual sky that is behind the cars when we go to put that in. Again, there's my head. Need to make sure it's straight. It's not all the way straight, but we can fix that. It's fine. Not a big problem. Next thing we're going to do is use some Lawn Fawn paper here. This is from their latest rainbow pack. And I was just testing around to see exactly what I wanted to do with this. And I decided just to cover the whole thing. It is 6x6 cardstock, so I had to cut it down and then piece it together to make it look okay. And here I am just testing, will it look okay with it, without it? So there is a break in the paper on the front of the card, but there's just so much stuff on front of it, you really won't even notice that there is like a break in the pattern of the paper. Also, it's the same pattern, so I don't think it's too much to really worry about. I'm going to use my art glitter glue here to get everything stuck on there, and it looks pretty good so far. I'm going to cut off that extra there, and then a little bit of more extra. And then I'm just making sure the cardstock is even. Here you're seeing me shave a little more off the end because it needed to go. So, that's how we do. And it wasn't even good enough, so I had to go ahead and get the trimmer and trim the rest of it off. So basically it's a little bit shorter than I originally had planned, but that's fine. It'll work. So, and then well, obviously there was a little piece of blue that needed to come off of that as well along the top. Everything's fixable, so that's fine. We're making sure that it fits on the card here on the cover, and we're going to go ahead and get that glued down eventually, but I decided to put some pattern paper onto the back of these doors, and basically I just cut them out with the doors and then use some X-Acto knife to cut them and then to be able to paste them on the back of the doors. That actually was my idea as I was playing along with this card, and it originally was not part of the plan. The next thing we're going to do is stamp out the I love you on the license plate. I love that they have multiple sentiments that fit inside these license plates. I think it's so cute. And I probably could have done 3 different ones, but it's fine. I love you 3 times. Who doesn't love that, right? So now what we're going to do is go ahead and get this glued onto the card base using the art glitter glue. Again, this is the best glue ever, and you can get it at scrapbookpal.com. I love the needle nose on it. It's great. So now we're going to go ahead and do the sentiments. I'm going to use 2 sentiments on here, but they are going to be broken up into 3 pieces eventually into the card. And I'm going to use my static tool there and get rid of any static that's on the cardstock, and then use some VersaMark ink to go ahead and get that stamped out. VersaMark is a sticky ink that allows embossing powder to fit onto, or to stick onto the card. I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss that really quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut these out with some dies. You could also just cut these out with your paper trimmer if they're straight. If not, you can easily just use a pair of scissors to do that with also. But any die cutting machine will work on this. Any die that you have is fine. So basically what I have here is the sentiments, and I went ahead and cut them into the pieces that I need them to be. And I'm just going to glue these on to the back of the doors. And I'm basically going to place them in the middle of each door, so as the person picks up the door, they're going to see the sentiment, each time they open the door. And on that last one, you're going to see here there's actually 2 sections to it because, the sentiment was too long. But it's fine. It's great. Now we're going to go ahead and glue on all the cars onto the cardstock. And then you'll see here, once I put this down, you'll see how awesome the blue Copic markers match the tumbled glass. It's like so crazy how like accurate that is. I love it, and now I know that those colors match, so I'll have to use them more often in my card making. So I went ahead and put those 3 down. And then this, I also decided to add this because I thought the front of the card was a little plain and you really didn't know what to do. It doesn't tell you really what to do with the doors. So I used another stamp set that's to be used with the interactive cards. And I'm sorry I forget the name of it, but it has things like pull me, push me, pull, pull here, open here, that kind of thing. And so basically I'm going to use the open, here it is, Lawn Fawn Push Here is the name of it. And basically I'm going to use the Pull Me stamp set here. I'm going to put it on each one of these little shapes. And then what I'll eventually do is glue those down onto the top of the doors so the person knows that they need to open the door to see the inside. And I'm just going to use my art glitter glue here to go ahead and get those glued down. That's about 3 of them, and then that'll complete the card. I do want to thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Make sure you head over to scrapbookpal.com for all your crafting needs. Also, make sure you follow them on all the social media platforms. They have a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. If you search for Bromero Cards, you can see plenty of cards that I have made. You can also follow me on Instagram, looking for Bromero Cards, and make sure that you look for scrapbookpal.com on all of the social medias also. So here we do have the final card here, and I'm just spending a little time cleaning up. Apparently I did not take this out of the video. Not for sure why I didn't, and now I have to like stress and try to find something to talk about for the next 20 seconds now. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great week. I know things are getting a little crazy now, but get through your crafty days and that'll help. So thank you for watching. You guys have a great week. Bye.